Hi everyone, this is Surya Prakash. Today we will discuss about StatPro. Okay, today topic is how to create dead load and live load in StatPro. Okay, today I will tell you residential building. In that residential building, how to apply the dead load and live load. Okay, I will explain clearly. Okay, first of all, you go to new project and select the space. Okay, after it give the file name. Okay, I will give the residential building. Okay, I will give residential building, and after that give the file location. Okay, next you should check the length units. Okay, if you want to create that building in meters, okay, you should place the meters. Okay, if you want to create the building in foot or feet, you can set the foot. Okay, that time you can set the foot. Okay, if you set the meter in that units, you should set the force units in kilonewton. Okay, if you want to create the building in feet, you can set the foot. After that, set the force units in kilo pound. Okay, understood. After click on next. See where do you want to go. Okay, first of all, in this time I want to create residential building. That's why I'll select add beam and click on finish. Okay, after click on finish, then one window will be opened. This is the PUI window. Okay, we already discussed about this window. Okay, after coming this window, okay, you can see the grid over here. Okay, over here. Okay, and snap beam is there in that right side of the tab. Okay, after opening the tab, you should create the job. Okay, if you want to create the job, you can go to setup in LHS. Should go to setup in LHS. After create the job. Okay, what job we create now? Okay, now I'll create residential building. That's why I'll give the name is job name is residential building. Okay, you can give the client name also. Okay, next after that give the client name. Okay, who is your client? You can give the client name or client company name. Okay, I'll give client company name. It is Royal Civil. That's why I'll give Royal Civil. Job number. Okay, which job you create in the StatPro, you can give the job number. Okay, this is your first job. You can give the job number is 1. Okay, this is your second job or third job. You can give that job number. Okay, I'll give job number is 1. Okay, revision. Okay, you already do this project in previous. Okay, some changes will be there. Okay, that project will be returned to you. After that, you can give the revision is 1. Okay, this is your first job from this company. Okay, this is new job. That time you can give the revision value is 0. Okay, next part. Okay, you create the major buildings or big buildings. That type of buildings cannot be created in single step. That time you can create you can divide from parts. Okay, in that parts you can give the part number. This is residential building, this is small building. That's why I will not take any parts of this file. Okay, reference. Okay, for example, already one building will be constructed in their site. Okay, in client side. Okay, he want to construct another floor above the previous building. After that, you can give the revision. You can give the reference number in that. Okay, in their tab. Okay, this is the new building. You not give the reference. Okay, understood. Okay, next you can give the engineer name, checker name, upload name. Okay, who is created in this file. Okay, this is created by me. That's why I'll give my name. Okay, next checker. Who is the checker? Who is check this file? Okay, that time you can give the checker file. Okay, and also you can give the name of the upload person. Okay, after completion of this job information, you can go to geometry. Okay, when you go to geometry, then snap node or beam will be on automatically. Okay, understood. Okay, in this time I will show you how to create residential building from one single node. See, I will take the node cursor. Okay, automatically take the node cursor. Okay, I'll draw the one node at origin. See, I'll draw one node. I escaped from that origin tab, and also I close the snapshot beam option. After closing of snapshot beam tab, one node will be shown because of I'll give the one node in that grid. Okay, that's why one node will be visible. Okay, I want to create a residential building from this node. Okay, in this time this is the node, that's why you should take node cursor. Okay, you should take node cursor. For example, you will take beam cursor. This node cannot be taken, it cannot be selected because of this is not a beam, this is a node. That's why you should select node cursor, or should take node cursor, select that node. Okay, you create the building from this node. In that time it should go to transition repeat icon. Okay, first of all you should know the which type of building you create. Okay, I'll create residential building. That is, first of all you know that building in rectangular shape or circular shape. Okay, this building in rectangular shape you should go to transition repeat icon. This building in circular shape you should go to circular repeat icon. Okay, I create the residential building in rectangular shape, that's why I'll go to transition repeat icon. Okay, if you create the circular shape, okay, you should go to circular repeat icon, but height mode you should go to transition repeat icon. Okay, understood. Okay, first of all I'll go to transition repeat icon. I'll give the global direction. Okay, first of all I'll create the height, that's why I'll set the global direction at y. Okay, next, number of steps. Okay, I'll create G+2 building, that's why I'll give the number of steps is 3. Okay, G+2 means ground floor is 3 meters and first floor is 3 meters and second floor is also 3 meters. That's why I'll take number of steps is 3. Next, default stress spacing. Okay, what is the spacing of floor to floor? Okay, stress spacing, okay, floor to floor distance is 3 meters. That's why I'll take 3 meters. Okay, next, you should select the link steps. You not select the link steps. Okay, beams cannot be created. Okay, if you want to columns and beams, you should select the link steps and click on OK. See, the columns will be created. This is 3 meters height, this is 3 meters, this is 3 meters, total G+2. Okay, I want to create the rooms from these beams. Okay, take the beam cursor, select the beams. Okay, in this time you can take the node cursor. In that node cursor only nodes will be selected, beams cannot be selected. If you want to select the total structure, total beams, you can take the beam cursor, select that beams, select that columns, you can go to transition repeat icon. Okay, in this time I'll go to transition repeat icon again. Okay, set the global direction at x. Okay, I want to create building from this origin to, okay, this x-axis, that's why I'll take x-axis. Okay, after that go to number of steps. You should give the number of steps. Okay, how many steps you want to create that x direction? Okay, I want to create 5 steps from here, that's why I'll take 5. Okay, default stress spacing. Okay, I want to create 4 meter steps, but every part cannot not create 4 meters. Okay, first step is 4 meters, second step is 5 meters, that's why I'll take 5, and third step is 4.5, and next fourth step is 4 meters, fifth step is 4.5 meters. Okay, in different spacings you can give the spacing over here. Okay, this default spacing is also are same. Okay, not change the spacing. Okay, don't change the spacing. Understood? Okay, after giving the number of steps and default step spacing, okay, you should select the link steps and open base also. Okay, I have not required bottom beams of the structure, that's why I select open base also. Okay, after giving the link steps and open base, click on OK. See, okay, then x-axis structure will be created in there. stat. Okay, after take the beam cursor again, select the whole structure. Okay, go to transition report icon. Okay, I want to create structure in Z direction. That time can go to transition report icon, set the global dash at Z. In this time I want to create number of steps in 4. That's why I'll give the 4 steps in that box. Okay, next default step spacing. Okay, I want to create 5 default step spacing in that building. That's why I'll give 5. Okay, all spacings are 5. That's why I not change the spacings in that spacing box. After I'll go to select the link steps and select open base, click on OK. Okay, then see, then the total building will be created here. But in the building I don't want this beams, that's why I delete this beams. Okay, after deleting the beams, the structure will be shown this way. Okay, understood? In this way, in this time. Okay, I don't want this beam, that's why I delete this beam. This building will be shape of here. Okay, shape of this. After I'll go to isometric, I set the isometric view. Okay, this geometry will be created. Okay, after creating of geometry, you should go to give the properties. Okay, select general in LHS, go to property in LHS. After that, okay, go to define in RHS. Okay, you should go to define RHS. If you want to create the property, you should go to define. Okay, after go to define, select the properties tab. Okay, check the properties tab. You can go to rectangle. Okay, what you want to do the column. Okay, in rectangular, I mean, in which shape? Okay, rectangular, circular, or T-beam. Okay, trapezoidal, general, tapered, eye, traped, cube, SN profile. Okay, I want to create rectangle shape of column. That's why I'll go to rectangle and column size is 0.3 by 0.4. That's why I'll give 0.3 by 0.4. And beam size is 0.4 by 0.3. That's why I'll give 0.4 by 0.3 and click on add and close. Okay, I add the columns and beams also. Okay, first property assign to the column. That's why I'll set the first property and go to, okay, if you want to assign the property to their columns, okay, set the section any view, okay, any side view or front view or rear view. Okay, after that select the columns, okay, like this. Select the columns like this. After set the structure isometric view, see, columns will be selected right now. After that, go to click on assign certain beams and click on assign. Okay, after you assign the option, then total properties will be assigned to their columns. Okay, if you want to see the columns is assigned or not, okay, you can go to select 3D rendering view. See, after selecting a 3D rendering view, see, ascend property will be shown in solid planes. Okay, solid members are assigned the property. Okay, see, this thread members cannot property not assign to their members. Okay, if property assign the members will be shown like this. Okay, shown like this. Okay, the property assign not assigned, the members shown as threads. Okay, like as threads. Understood? Okay, after that I want to add the property to their beams. That's why I'll set the beam property. If you want to add the property to the beams, you should set the any side view, front view or rear view. Okay, after set the beams like this. Okay, after setting of beams, okay, set the structure isometric view. Okay, check the beams is selected or not. Okay, after confirming the beams are selected, you should go to assign to selected beams, click on assign. Okay, after click on assign, total beams are, okay, total beams have property will be assigned. Okay, you can check the property assigned or not in 3D rendering mode. You can go to 3D rendering mode, you can check the, okay, all property assigned to their members or not. Okay, all property assigned to the members. That's why I'll go to close the close this tab. Okay, after giving the properties, should give the supports. Okay, I want to give the supports, that's why I'll go to supports in LHS. Next, create the support in RHS. Okay, which type of supports you want? Okay, create there a required support. Okay, this is the residential, this is the building, that's why you should create the fixed support. That okay, because that's why I'll set the fixed. Click on add. Okay, if you want to add the support to that building, okay, to the building, you should set the building in any side view, front view or rear view. Okay, after take the node cursor, select the support. Okay, select the total nodes of the total below nodes of the structure. Okay, after that select the assign selected nodes, click on assign. Okay, after assign the supports, okay, the supports will be visible like that. Okay, understood. Okay, this is the fixed support symbol. Okay, after giving the supports, you should go to load and definitions. Okay, in this session I'll tell you dead load and live load. Okay, first of all we discuss about dead load. Okay, what is dead load? Okay, what is dead load? Okay, how many what is dead load? Okay, dead load is nothing but a self-weight. Okay, first of all, what is self-weight? What is dead load? Okay, dead load is nothing but a self-weight. But which type of building? Okay, total building is a dead load. No, total building is not a dead load. In the building, some mobile parts is also there. Okay, which parts cannot be moved? Okay, cannot be rotated. Okay, cannot place from one place to another place. That type of materials will be known as a dead loads. Okay, for example, in our building, okay, how many types of dead loads will be there? Okay, first of all, foundation. Okay, foundation is a dead load. Okay, you cannot move that foundation. The foundation cannot be moved automatically. That's why that will be taken as a dead load. And next, columns. Okay, columns is also a dead load. Okay, columns cannot be moved. Okay, cannot be rotated. That's why these columns will be taken as a dead load. Next, plinth beams. Okay, plinth beams are also a dead load. Okay, next, beams. Beams is also a dead load. Okay, next, slab. A slab is also considered as a dead load. Okay, this type of dead loads is in the building. Okay, live load. What is live load? Okay, which type of material moved from one place to another place, it will be taken as a live loads. Okay, for example, you and me. Okay, you and me also a live loads. Okay, every human, every pets. Okay, which type of materials can be moved from one place to another place, it will be taken as a dead load, like as furniture. Okay, humans, pets. Okay, it will be considered as a live load. Okay, understood. Okay, first of all, I will add a dead load from the building. That's why I'll go to load case details in RHS. Okay, I should go to load case details in RHS. Select add or click on add. Okay, loading type. Okay, what type of load you want add? Okay, I want add dead load. That's why I'll go to loading type and select the dead load. Okay, what is type of dead loads is there? Okay, beams, columns, slabs, walls. Okay, all are dead loads. Okay, I'll give the title name is dead load, DL. Okay, add. Okay, I want to add wall load also. That's why I'll give the loading type is dead. Okay, I'll set the title is wall load. Okay, wall load. Click on add. And I want to add live load also. That's why loading type is, I set the loading type is live and title is live load. Okay, I'll give the shortcut key name, that is live LL, that is taken as a live load. Click on add and close. Okay, next I want to add dead load in the building. That's why I'll go to select dead load in RHS, click on add. First of all, go to self-weight, give the self-weight. See, in the direction it will be taken as a wide defaultly. Okay, factor is -1. So some people ask me why you use a factor is minus, factor is in minus. Okay, minus means, okay, minus is taken as a downside. Okay, the load of the loads will be acted in the building only in down. Okay, because of gravity is in downside of the sky. Okay, understood. Okay, you can throw any material to height to some height. The material will be down automatically because of gravitational force will be acted from earth. Okay, that's why I should give the force direction in minus only. Okay, in this dead load. Okay, you should set the direction at y. Okay, see, first of all you see the coordination. Okay, in their coordination y will be taken as vertical, that's why in the direction I will take y direction, and factor is -1. Click on add. After click on add. Okay, -1 means the self-weight acted one time on the building. Okay, understood. Should give the -1. Okay, after that I'll go to member load. In the member load I'll give the weight of the beam. Okay, I'll give the beam area is 0.3 by 0.4. Okay, if you want to give the value of this uniform force, you should know the unit weight of RCC. Okay, what is the unit weight of RCC? RCC is 25 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, unit weight of RCC is 25 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, if you want to give the value on that uniform force, you should know the area of the beam. Okay, what is the area of beam? I will give 0.3 by 0.4. Okay, calculate the value. Okay, calculation is there. Okay, 0.3 by 0.4 by means into, you can give the into 0.3 into 0.4 into 25. Okay, 0.3 to 0.4 is the area of the beam and 25 is the unit weight of RCC. Okay, after giving the value, okay, the value comes 3. Okay, 3 kilonewton per meter. Okay, should give the minus because of loads will be acted downside. Okay, -3 kilonewton per meter. Set the GY. GY means global direction at y. Okay, we create the loads in downside. You should give the GY. Click on add. Okay, this is the member load. Okay, click on add and close. Should close the value. Okay, self-weight now HS. Click on ascend view and ascend. Okay, you should ascend self-weight to the total building. Okay, if you want to add the self-weight to the total building, you should select self-weight now HS. Okay, select ascend view and click on ascend. Okay, next uniform force. Okay, uniform force should be ascend only on beams. Okay, select uniform force, set the structure in any side view or front view or rear view. Okay, select the beams of the structure. Okay, now after that go to ascend to second beams and ascend. Okay, after ascend the beams, it will be shown like that. Okay, next in the dead load I'll give the floor load also. Okay, in that floor load you should go to floor load HS. Okay, give the pressure. Okay, what is the pressure can taken? What you taken the pressure? Okay, see in that pressure kilonewton per meter square in that units is there. Okay, if you want to give the fall forward in that in the value. Okay, what is the thickness of floor? Okay, I'll give thickness of floor is 0.15 meter. That way I'll take thickness value is 0.15. And what is the unit weight of RCC? Okay, unit weight of RCC is 25 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, multiply the thickness and unit weight. Okay, 0.15 into 25 kilonewton per meter cube, it will be comes as okay 3.75 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, give the value in minus only. Okay, understood. Because of pressure force will be applied in downside only. That's why I'll take minus. Okay, pressure is equal to minus 3.75 kilonewton per meter square. Set the direction at GY or global direction at Y and define Y range. Okay, what is the minimum floor height? Minimum floor height is 0, maximum floor height is 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Every floor height is 3 meters. 3 into 3, 9 meters. That's why I'll take maximum is 9. Okay, after giving the y range value, click on add and close. Okay, this value automatically applied to their building. Okay, understood. Next, wall load. In that wall load, you should go to wall load in RHS, click on add. Okay, go to member load, okay, select uniform force. Okay, what is the height of wall? Okay, if you want to create the height of the wall, if you want to calculate the height of the wall, you should know the building height. Okay, building height is 3 meters, and you should remove the height of the length of the, you should remove the height of the beam also. Okay, total building height is 3 meters, 3 minus beam height is 0.4 meters. Okay, after remove the beam height, it will be the value comes 2.6 meters. Okay, next, what is the thickness of wall? Okay, in that building, walls are two types, that is main wall and secondary wall. Okay, main wall thickness is 0.23 meters and secondary wall thickness is 0.1 meters. Okay, if you want to give the value of wall, okay, you should know the area of the wall. Okay, area means cross section area of wall. Okay, thickness of wall is 0.1 meters, that is the secondary wall thickness, and height of the wall is 2.6 meters. Because of that, that wall cuts from that wall, removes the beam height also. That's why the wall height is 2.6 meters will be decided. Okay, if you want to give the secondary wall value, okay, you should give the value like that, 0.1 into 2.6 into 18. 18 is the unit weight of wall, that's why I'll take unit weight of wall is 18. Okay, after giving the value, that value comes from minus 4.6. This is the secondary wall thickness, that's secondary wall value. After giving the value, click on add. And next, primary wall value. Primary wall means main wall value. Okay, main wall thickness is 0.23 meters and height of the wall is 2.6 meters and unit weight of wall is 18 meters. That's why after giving the values, okay, how to calculate that value? 0.23 into 2.6 into 18. Okay, the value comes 10.764. Okay, after giving the value, set the globalization y, click on add and close. Okay, the secondary wall value applied only on the inside of the walls. Okay, don't apply the outside of walls. Okay, because outside of total walls will be taken as a main wall. Okay, consider as a main wall. Okay, first of all, select the primary wall. Okay, you should select the total beams of the structure, because of walls will be placed above the beams. That's why first of all I will select the total beams. Okay, after go to view menu bar, click on view selectables only. Okay, after set the structure in top view, select the first primary load, select the inside beams. Okay, select the inside beams. Okay, after selecting of inside beams, okay, go to ascend the beams and assign. Okay, after select the remaining value, assign to the remaining structure. Okay, assign to remaining beams. Okay, select the remaining beams. Okay, after selecting the beams, you can go to assign to beams and assign. Okay. Okay, after assigning total values, okay, select the display whole structure icon. Okay, after giving the dead load and wall loads. Okay, next give the live load. Okay, select live load now, HS, click on add. What is the live load of residential building is 2 kN per meter. Okay, give the value is minus 2 kN per meter. Set the global GY, click on add and close. Okay, if you want to know the live load value, I should refer the IS 875 part 2 code book. Okay, select the uniform force in RHS, assign to the total beams. Should assign the total beams of the structure. First of all, you should select the uniform force value after select the beams, okay, go to assign select beams and assign. Okay, after assign the total loads, okay, you can go to analysis print LHS, select the all, click on add and close. After adding the analysis, go to analyzing menu bar, click on run analysis and save. Okay, after saving of the structure, the analysis will be run in the background. Okay, after the run analysis, you should see the errors and warnings. I have not got errors, that's why the structure will be safe. Okay, warnings not visible more than 5 errors, it will be taken as a failed of structure. Okay, if errors does not come, the structure will be pass. Okay, if errors occur, structure is failed. Okay, you not got errors, that structure will be passed. Okay, I have not got errors, that's why the structure will be passed. Okay, after add the view. If you want to see the output of the structure, output value of the structure, should add the view output file. Go to done. Okay, after clicking on done, you can see the nodes and results also. You can go to results, you can see the applied load and reaction loads. Okay, applied load, reaction load. Okay, you can see the values over here. Okay, after you can see the animation of the building also. If you want to know if the structure is failed or not, you should go to post processing in that in the above the drafting area. After click on apply and OK. After that, go to animation LHS, select the deflection. Okay, click on apply and OK. See, no beams are vibrated. That then the structure will be passed. See, the structure is passed. Okay, no beams are not damaged. Understood? You can go to modeling again. Okay, if you want to see the bending moment and shear force, if you want to shear, first of all I'll tell you shear force. Okay, if you want to see the shear force in the building, okay, you should select on the F5. You should select the F5. Okay, if you select the F5, then you can see the shear force, but shear force is not visible clearly. Okay, if you want to see the shear force clearly, in that time you can go to scales. Okay, you want to see the shear force, that's why you should decrease the value of shear. Okay, when you decrease, first of all you should start the apply immediately and decrease the value. If you decrease the value, then shear force will be visible clearly. Okay, understood? Okay, if you want to give the any value and that value will be visible clearly, you should decrease the value in the scale tab. Okay, after decrease the value, click on apply and OK. Okay, this is the shear force value. And bending moment, I want to see bending moment in the building, that's why I select the MZ value. But I select the MZ value, but I cannot see the bending moment clearly. Okay, if you want to see the bending moment clearly, again you can go to scales and set the bending moment value or decrease the bending moment value. First of all, you should select the apply immediately and decrease the bending Z value. If you decrease the bending Z value, see bending moment files will be shown clearly. Okay, this is the bending moment options. Okay, next, if you want to see the moment of the building, okay, you can on the torsion or moment. Okay, if you want to see the moment of the beams and columns, okay, you should go to again scales and decrease the momentum values, that is the mx. That's why you should go to decrease the mx value. Okay, this is the torsion, that's why I'll decrease the torsion value. Set apply immediately and decrease the torsion value. Okay, when you decrease the torsion value, okay, the torsion value is visible clearly like that. This is the creation of relationship building and creation of data load and live load options. Okay, if you want to view the reports, okay, should go to again post processing and select report in LHS. Okay, which type of reports you want. Okay, select that report, click on okay. Okay, I select the job, that's why the job information will be taken as here. If you want to print this job information, okay, you can go to print in RHS. Okay, if you select the print in RHS, then print the PDF file. Okay, registration building, go to select R, registration building. Okay, and go to open the file. See the file, the PDF file will be visible here. Okay, I set the job information, that's why the name and date will be printed here, and structure type is printed here, space frame, that is space frame, and number of nodes. Okay, how many number of nodes will be there are visible in that PDF, and highest node value is visible, and number of elements is visible, and highest beams are also visible. Okay, number of basic load cases. Okay, number of combination load cases. Now in this session I am not giving the combination load, that's why combination load will be shown as 0. Okay, we give only 3 loads, that is dead load, wall load and live load.